anything stupid.
Steady now. Let's have no strife.
What was that?
There's something hiding out there.
Off you go! Leave!
They're not even around it! Yeah, they...
Bloody hell. That was close.
Open. Could be anything.
Is it over? Did I scare him off?
I think it might have come from over here.
I paid my
What
boots
the-
for the other. Come on, you bloody fools! Fight for your lives! Whoa!
What the heck? You won't get away that easily.
You bugger!
Snow the crows. Bollocks!
you for both!
So I can see you.
I like hell's teeth! You bugger! Whoa, whoa.
One mate. I can bloody well hear you. There is someone there. Taking a shot.
Hello. I don't know you, do I? No, I'm sure I don't. Not seen you round here before. Your lot shouldn't be wandering this far out village. Ain't safe. That is where you came from. The village. Well, course you're not one of them. You're a stranger to these dales, aren't you? Clear as crystal now I look at you. And I'm good at reading people. It's a right handy skill. Especially if you want to get any good business done. My name's Molly. If you've got out to trade, I got some bits and bobs for sale. They kept what they were doing hidden from us locals, right up until the day the atom plant went bang across the mere. But you won't find any boffins left here now. But turns out they've been digging out secret bunkers all over the place. Riddle these hills like woodworm in an old sideboard. I might just know the location of one or two of them. Not that that kind of thing comes for free, you understand. You've met old Nat? He's a good soul, is Nat. Could talk the hind legs off a donkey. Well, any friend of his is a friend of mine. Oh, well, I suppose it can't hurt to give you a little something for free. I heard some outlaws found a big door nearby, one they couldn't get open. Now, only the boffins would have built something like that. They said it was signed, the interchange. It's inside a bunker that overlooks the quarry, if you've been over that way. Here, I'll mark it for you. How's this sound? We do a bit of trading. And here's the thing. I get right gossipy when I'm trading. I bet you wouldn't mind hearing a bit of local gossip, would you? Make a trade. And maybe I'll throw in some information for free. Very good. Nice trading with you. If out new comes into me hands, it goes straight in stock. Just saying. It's worth coming back to see. Oh, I feel some uncontrollable gossiping coming on. Pin back your luggles. You seen the wrecked convoy nearby? Oh, that were a sight when it happened. Big bang, down came the bridge. All the lorries and that came tumbling down like Jack and Jill. Outlaws reckon it were them from the woods. The druids, we call them. I didn't reckon they'd know their way around dynamite. Bridge was proper blown up. The druids were all over the place like flies after, though. So maybe it's true. Just not heard of them taking on something so big before, that's all. Oh, the crazy folk in masks. They live in Casterfell Woods. If you've not met one yet, count yourself lucky. Aye, I saw someone come away. They were a ways off, but I suppose it must have been one of the soldiers. They went towards the rail yard. Didn't see anyone else get away, though. Poor sods. Well, before everything were a mess, I used to be a tinker. Travelling round, fixing things for folk. Sharpening knives and scissors. Selling pots and pans. Afterwards, couldn't get stuff off the markets to sell anymore. So I thought, Molly, my girl, you need to become a broker. That's what I do. I sort out deals. And I do it fairly. Reputation's about the only thing worth spit now. You need anything, Molly'll be here.
Cheeky.
Got another. Need to get it loaded. Island, help. You, you scuppered.
Strangers may be
Hands
dangerous.
away from any
If you
weapons, you.
encounter anyone who is unfamiliar to you, report their presence as soon as possible to the controlling
I see it.
authority. Your vigilance can save lives.
Steady
Keep
now.
your eyes open. I
No
heard someone.
sudden.
Not safe yet. They stay alert. This is our turf. Don't come back.
Look, for the 100th time, we're here to protect civilians and get this mess sorted out.
Oh, get a lot sorted out by kicking the elderly out of
Keep
the
your
road,
nose
do
clean.
ya?
You know what the captain said? We have to move anybody vulnerable inside the inner perimeter.
Vulnerable? The bloody cheek of you! Ah, at least the outlaws have the common decency to rob us blind and not tell us it's for our own bloody good.
Right, listen to me, you old count. Orders is orders. You obey orders, but it's the jump for you.
You've never took us in. You've never.
Thanking us for protecting you.
Right. Smoke down.
Who's the fool, though?
Thank you. Thank you for protecting us. That's better.
Gather your tat and get out.
Citizens of Wyndham, the army is here to help and protect you. Trust us and help us to help you. Follow the protocol.
Let's not have any trouble.
Keep it civilized. No troublemakers.
Stay to this place. Leave tomorrow if you could.
Thank goodness that's done.
That's a bloody relief.
Nice to see the back of that.
It's always the buggies with the guns who get to say what's what, even if they're full of poppycock.
Why here, of all places? If they'd resolved to do something so awful, why in the church? Oh, I'm sorry, we're closed today. Please, I beg of you. Just forget you saw anything here and go. Please. So it seems. To visit this sort of thing upon the church is pure wickedness. Please, tell no one. I know how it seems, but I would not ask such a thing if it weren't for the good of the village. It's vital the military don't learn of this. We'll tidy up, but if the captain and his toy soldiers find out, things will become so much worse here. All I can concern myself with right now is keeping this quiet. I must decide what to do about this before any soldier wanders in. I would suggest you let all this lie too. The matter is best left to the village to handle. Maisie, a local girl. She must have got mixed up in something. The weapon that was used to, a peculiar choice. It puts me in mind of those debauched druids out in the woods. Well, we call them druids. I'm not sure what they call themselves. The disaster seems to have fostered the return of some distinctly atavistic, indeed thoroughgoing pagan sentiments around here. The following sprang up in Casterfell Woods shortly after, in the ruins of an old castle, and has since bloomed into a vicious cult. Certain death. That's what you'll be met with if you choose to enter the woods. I advise you to stay well away. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some things to work out.
What do you want? I had naught to do with Maisie's death, I swear, in God's name. And neither did the vicar. He's a good man. If this gets back to the soldiers, they'll cart him and me both off to jail. I don't know who. Not us. She probably got on the wrong side of someone on account of her. But you should leave. This is village business, and none of yours. Like I said, this is none of your business, stranger. If you want to play detective, stick to the crime scene. Leave us bystanders alone.
You'll do the right thing, I'm sure. God go with you. What in heaven's name shall we do with you, Maisie?
encounter anyone who is unfamiliar to you. Report their presence as soon as possible to the controlling authority. Your vigilance can save lives.
State of this place. Leave tomorrow if we could.
The village of Wyndham is picturesque. The village of Wyndham is quaint. The village of Wyndham is dangerous. Be cautious.
Do as you're told, right?
for once.
If you need to approach the woods for foraging, request an escort at the village hall.
fool. Stand down.
Citizens of Wyndham, if you or any of your friends or family show signs of corruption, report it immediately.
We started off right by... Not sure about you. Shame we can't do that again. There are a few locals left as it is.
Well, well, a new face. Good day. You'll forgive me if I'm less than cordial on first acquaintances, I'm sure. New faces often mean trouble. And yet, they may bring new opportunities, too. Tell me, where have you come from? Really? Well, you're not the first amnesiac I've seen since things went awry. Trauma does strange things to people. In case it wasn't made clear to you on the way in, Wyndham is under the protection of the protocol. You are permitted to move freely through the village. For now, at least. Consider it a gesture of goodwill. I hope it'll be reciprocated. But don't go causing any trouble here. Is that clear? And if trouble finds you, make sure you report it. Post haste. Now, there are certain things I like to discuss with new faces such as you. I would hope a stranger like you can provide me with some information. This isn't Scarborough, with holidaymakers just swaddling about the place. No, being a visitor here puts you in a very unique position. I want to know where you came from. I want to know what you can tell me about the outside. Trust me, you will be much better off aiding protocol than crossing us. Be under no illusions. We must eradicate the corruption that festers here before there is any hope of leaving this blasted place. If we were to work together, you and I, perhaps we might make some progress towards such an outcome. But step out of line, and I will revoke your liberties here just as quickly as they were given. So I ask again, did you come from the outside? What do you know? Well, this is disappointing. I was hoping you'd have something you were willing to share. We imprison strangers at the first whiff of trouble, but you can keep your liberties for now. I trust that will be more conducive to a timely recollection of your origins. In the meantime, be wary of this place. Do not be tempted to engage with any of the pagan sentiments some of the locals may try to foist on you. Such beliefs are dangerous and forbidden. Do I make myself clear? And if you still wish to have protocol's aid, you'll just have to make yourself useful to me in other ways. The civilians in this village are a shady lot. Resistant to discipline and up to no good. I'm sure of it. We can hardly get the time of day out of them. But you're an outsider. They may not trust you exactly, but nor are they immediately suspicious of you. Sniff around. Keep your ears open. If you find anything I should know, come to me with it. If you want somewhere to start, well, we've had our eyes on Iris, the baker. I could send a patrol in, of course, but a softer approach might prove more efficacious. The good Dr. Garrow? Not so good in my opinion. That woman is dangerous. caught her up to her old nonsense again and incarcerated her smartly at our Skethermore camp. The prison is closely guarded, so don't even think about attempting to reach her without our permission. But that permission may be granted if you prove yourself loyal to us here in the village. Yes, what is it? There's been a what? Sergeant, take a squad to the church at once. And the culprit? Surely not the vicar. Is that so? Well, I shall send someone to apprehend him immediately. Now do you see why this place is under military discipline? I fought rebels in the Malayan jungle, and let me tell you, that was positively genteel in comparison to this wretched village. You can hardly call them English hereabouts anymore. Something in the land here is corrupting them all. You've done the right thing coming to me. It's vital this sort of thing's nipped in the bud before it spreads. Straight to the point. Very good. I'm willing to extend the hand of friendship to you, which would include giving you access to our camp at Skethermore. With us on the same side, if a chance for leaving this zone comes, I can promise you a good chance of seeing the outside. To be blunt, as a stranger, you're in a perfect position to help me with a delicate matter. We recently arrested a certain Dr. Garrow, one of the scientists from the research site. She contrived to escape the zone before the walls went up, but rather unexpectedly returned as part of a military convoy. More fool her. Dr. Garrow is dangerous, very clever, and egotistical enough to believe herself a magnitude cleverer yet. She's refused to tell us anything, and I refuse to stoop to Gestapo methods to force her. But a new face like yours, well, perhaps she'll talk to a stranger who plainly isn't beholden to the protocol. Ideally not. She's a willful one, our Dr. Garrow, and responds badly to demands. Show some finesse if you can. Be friendly, helpful. Shower her with blandishments, whatever you need to get her to talk. When Garrow arrived, she demonstrated an ability to meddle with the barred machinery we've commandeered. Specifically, she disabled our camp's automatic security system and began to poke around where she wasn't welcome. It was an hour before we found her, trying to get access to one of the old barred bunkers. Who knows what damage she might have caused had she found a way inside. She left us no choice but to take her into custody, isolated in solitary confinement, where she can't play her tricks. My men claim she muttered some incantation, and that caused the gun turrets to shut off. I don't believe in such nonsense as magic, but when she was captured, all they found on her was a broken radio. And now I don't know what to think. So you see, I need to know how she did it. What trick she uses to disable our machines. Here. This pass will give you free passage throughout the Skethermore camp. The soldiers on guard will allow you into the prison section, too. All the way to Garrow's cell. Learn what you can and return here. Be sure to report to me in person. But be warned, one hint of betrayal, and that pass will not save you. I hope I make myself clear. That is a very dangerous word to be bandying about. I suggest you forget you've ever heard it. Whatever evil the scientists had hidden in there, it has wrought havoc on this place. So no one goes near the substation, understood? Anyone trespassing there will be shot.
They should just paint the boundary wall institutional green and call this whole country a lunatic asylum.
Citizens of Wyndham, pagan practices of any kind are strictly forbidden. Any breach of this regulation is punishable by death.
An actual murder. About time something instant happened around here.
I feel like I'm a detective in an Agatha Christie. Toe the line, you!
I see you have sided with the captain and his soldiers. The village will suffer now, thanks to you. We've nothing to say to each other.
Let's have no trouble. Right.
Citizens of Wyndham, the woods are still off limits. If you need to approach the woods for foraging, request an escort at the village hall. Citizens of Wyndham, you are reminded that any building marked as sterilized is off limits prior to demolition. Trespass is a serious offense.
Let's not have any trouble. George. It's got guns on it, you know.
Stop it around like an old...
We can get rid of them and take their supplies. Do as you're told, right?
No trouble, all right. Toe the line, you.
Maybe Smithy's right. Perhaps we should just build a huge still and drink ourselves to death. Only to die.
This blasted place.
Keep it civilized. No troublemakers. Don't be causing trouble, all right?
Addressing civilian. Report their presence as soon as possible to the controlling authority. Your vigilance can save lives. Citizens of Wyndham, a contaminated area has been...